should you be renting or you should be buying? We're already stuck in an endless debate of rent versus buy. So here's my take for rent versus buy in 2025. I'm Sahil, I'm a real estate consultant, and I guide people while making better informed decision in real estate. So there are inherent advantage of renting or buying in general, in for especially for top tier real estate. So couple of advantage for renting would be, or case scenarios would be, when you're not sure about the city. So if you're not sure about the city and you feel like you're not going to be settling here for, you're not going to be staying here for in the city for more than 5 years, then you should definitely see for renting. That would be a better option. And if you're in a jobs like government jobs or any jobs where you are constantly switching cities, constantly switching states in 2 to 3 years or maybe 4 years, then renting is your go-to option. It's the one of the best case possible. Also, renting gives you an affordable option. So for an example, if I have a 1 CR home and the general EMI of that 1 CR would be around 70 to 80K per month, and whereas renting can give you that same house around 30 to 40K depending on an average, right? So this gives you a better affordable options. Also gives you the freedom to choose which house you want. It is a flexibility, in a way liquidity. So if you're not liking it, you can switch it. But for buying, you have to be very cautious what you're buying. If you bought something bad, you're gonna be stuck with it for a very long time. So yes, generally when we are renting, the problem do we face is the constant increase in our rent. That is something which is there a drawback of renting. Also, if the constant pressure where you're invested in a house and you're living there, but you now suddenly have to move that house or leave that house just because the owner wants you to give it to someone else or whatever the reason is. Now you have to take your stuff and move out. That is also a little bit problematic. So these are a couple of issues, but we can have multiple approach for that. So for example, if you're paying 30K or 40K rent and you want to you can invest in a city where you get that in rent, and you can substitute that rent you get to here where you're living. So this is an alternative for rent versus buy thing. So you can have a property where you can get that, but you can also have the freedom of flexibility of renting anywhere you feel like. So this can be a possible case scenario. But for buying in 2025, I would recommend a couple of things, which is, if you're sure about the city, if you're sure about the place you're living, like if you like the gentry of the city, if you like the weather or atmosphere of the city, if you like the city in general, and you can see yourself settling down, not today, maybe in next 10 years or maybe in next 15 years in that particular city, then you should definitely go for buying. You should definitely go for buying if you're gonna use it on your own, for yourself or your next generation. Then buying is one of the best possible option, because it gives you a security of owning something. Buying cannot be related to a financial decision. Buying a home is a basic necessity. Like, you need a home to live. And if you're sure about the city and if you're sure about the location, then you should definitely go for buying, because it will give you a mental stability, a peace that you have a home, and if something goes south, you will be secured in your own home, right? We do have a drawback of buying, but yes, it shouldn't be a financial decision. Buying, it shouldn't be completely emotional, completely financial. It should be a mix of both, a logical decision where you invest in a house where you feel like you're gonna stay. So a case scenario where I like to add is, for cities like Mumbai and Gurgaon, the price of owning a home is quite expensive. In Gurgaon and in Mumbai, you hardly see anything in CRs. I mean, 2 CRs, 3 CR, hardly anything less is coming in that. So what should you be doing in that scenario? In these cities, renting is definitely makes a much better sense, because owning the price is quite, I mean, owning the property is quite expensive, and you're not in a financial situation that you can do that. So renting is a better case here, but you can always own a home in a different city which is comparatively cheaper in terms of, you know, overall real estate price. For example, Pune gives you an affordable housing, but the rent is quite decent here. Not equivalent to Mumbai, but yes, it can help you in some part and give you a home where you can settle when, if anything bad or if anything, you know, mishap happens, right? Also, if you're planning to buy, I would recommend you should always have 20% of the down payment ready. Before that, it's risky. If you're going before that, it will be risky. It's going to be hard for you to, you know, manage your finances. Also, make sure that your EMI doesn't exceed your monthly income, your family's in-hand monthly income. 50% of your family's in-hand monthly income. That is something you should be careful also. Right? So, renting and buying, it's more of a personal decision. I cannot give you a general answer for it. I have shared a couple of guidelines, but the better option would be to, you know, consult. And if you really want to consult, you have a link in the description. You can fill that and I'll reach out to you, and I can share you possible opportunities where buying would make a lot of sense also. So if you have any other question, you can always reach out in comment section or in the form. Also, if you have enjoyed this video, if you find it helpful, do like, share, comment, and thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.